Alright, so here we have a bay window with a copper tin roof, and the issue is that inside they're having a leak in the soffit above the bay window, and they're trying to figure out where the leak's coming from. So over here on this side I've started cutting, and as you can see the copper does return here to the brick ledge. But really, I think this should go all the way back to the wall. And here, they didn't even return the copper. They just cocked this full right here. And back here in the back, it just goes straight down. So, places like joints, vertical joints, is where water's probably getting in. And then as soon as it gets in back here, it goes down to the soffit and creates a mess on the inside. Thanks, Barry. Here we are. We've got the brick laid back in. As you can see up here, the copper turns into the wall. Tried to tuck these new brick back behind that copper, and then I went ahead and bent this copper on down so it's laying up on the brick. It'll be in the brick now. And as you can see down here, the roof starts working its way out from the brick a little bit, so hopefully our return flashing will cover up over the top of that so that we won't have to worry about that. As you can see, there's no house wrap on the house. I think this insulation did come all the way down to here. I went ahead and cut it on out, and I'll put my tar paper back up under that so that if there is any protection from the water with this here, I'll have that water will roll down onto the tar paper, and then the tar paper will lay on top of the copper flashing, which will lay on top of the roof. Alright, we're back, and we're on the other side of the window. We completed the right side, but I'm going to start you out over here so you can kind of see how I flashed above the roof here. I turned the flashing up behind this tar paper. The tar paper I've slid back up behind the flashing here. Behind this area right here there was studs and insulation, so that kind of affirms that there is no Tyvek or house wrap around the house. So I've got the tar paper slid up behind the insulation. The copper returns down here to the face of the brick wall, and then you have this nice copper reveal that goes over the top of the roof here, and it lets water drain out onto the roof instead of back behind the wall. Up here at the peaks, I'm going to caulk these up real good. There's no real good way to seal these up with copper, so I'm going to go ahead and just use a lot of caulking right here. Down here, you can see I'm going to use a weep rope, and this is so when the water runs down this copper here, it's got a place to go when it gets to the bottom. It can weep out the mortar, and I'm going to put a lot of those along this whole ridge line, and everywhere I get the chance to push the water out the wall, I'll turn the copper up and put a weep rope out just so the water goes out the wall instead of piling up on one end, or the sooner that you can get the water out the wall, the better. Let's go over to this side. This side's completed. As you can see, down here on the end, the weep rope's kind of sticking out there on the end, and then I've got weep ropes periodically throughout as I ran up the edge of the roof here. Obviously the roof's not clean yet, I still need to clean it, but when it's done it should look pretty good. This copper return here goes over real nice, and it allows the water to get out the wall instead of blocking the water back in with caulking. Still need to caulk the top of this here, but as you can see it doesn't look too bad here. Alright, now we're complete. As you can see, the copper flashing goes all along the ridge and out on top of the roof. Before there was a nice big bead of caulk right here that would hold the water back on the other side of the wall, and it would dribble into the house in the soffit. But now we got this flashing come out onto the roof, and these weep ropes to allow water to get out here onto this flashing and be able to drain out of the wall anytime there was water trapped back in there. So as you can see, it's all done. Looks pretty nice. Hopefully no more water problems.